Okay, team. Well, thank you so much for taking time to view this video. I want to go ahead and cover a few basic fundamentals and how you're going to be able to build a successful Ambit business. So I'm going to go ahead and start with step number one. Step number one is having a written list. Now, notice the keyword there. It's written list. Because sometimes one of the biggest mistakes people make at the beginning is they say, "Well, I have the names already in my mind, or I have the names already on Facebook, or I have a ton of names already on my phone contact list." That's great. You're off to a great start, but now you have to get a notebook and you have to put all those names on a list because, let's face it, sometimes we lose those names on Facebook or we forget. And once we start writing them down on a list, it makes it more real. It makes it more concrete. So we stay more accountable to this. So, and the key to this is you put everybody you know. It doesn't matter if you have their phone number or not. It doesn't matter if you even remember their name. I mean, it's happened to me before where I've gotten some really great service, at a restaurant, and for whatever reason, I just forgot the person's name. But I can put on there the lady that gave us great service at Texas Roadhouse. So it jogs my memory. So now I know the next time I go, I'm going to be looking out for that same lady and I'm going to ask for her name and I'm going to put her on there. Whenever you're going to grocery stores, they always have their name tags on. And some grocery stores even say how many years they've been working with the company. So that's a really good line. That's a really good opener to say, wow, you've been with this company for 10 years. That's awesome. you know, and then just start asking a little bit more, and they're going to start opening up. So step number two is the invite. You want to make sure you invite people to take a look at the opportunity. And when you invite people, you got to just keep it simple and keep it brief. This is how I invite people every single time. I say, "Hey Bob, just throwing it out there, but would you be open to a side project if it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing?" Or let's just say they're going to school. "Hey Mary, I'm just throwing it out there, but would you be open to a side money making project if it didn't interfere with your schooling?" Let's just say they were busy parents, and let's just say I'm talking to a stay at home mom. I would say, "Hey Susan, I'm just throwing it out there, but would you be open to a side project to make more money if it didn't interfere with your motherly duties?" You can always just tailor your invitation to the person that you're inviting. But I pretty much keep it the same. And that invitation that I use is an invitation that has really, really helped me out. And I've actually learned that invitation from a top income earner who made a 7-figure income off of Facebook using that invitation. So I'm pretty sure it does work. So once you have your invitation, you keep it simple, you keep it brief. You don't want to say too much, right? They might even ask you, "Well, what's it about?" Awesome. Well, it may or may not be for you, Susan, but it's definitely worth a few minutes of your time to check it out. If I sent you a short 8-minute video that it does a better job of explaining it than I can, would you watch it? And at that point, they're going to say, "Sure, send it over to me. I'd like to take a look." So you go ahead and you send over the short 8-minute video of Chris Atkinson. That's what the video that I use the most, right? The video is 8 minutes. You can also invite them to a live business presentation. You can also invite them out for coffee and do a one-on-one, which in that case you would still show the 8-minute video. Or if you're having an in-home and these are close friends, you can go ahead and invite them into your home and just go ahead and play the video, and just keep it very duplicatable. Just have coffee and cookies or chips and salsa and water. You don't want to go all out and spend a lot of money on making food and everything like that, because you want to keep it duplicatable. For what that means is you want it to get to the point where just anybody will be able to do the same thing you did, right? Whether they're on a budget or not, they'll say, "Hey, you know what? I can afford some chips and salsa and water. I'll go ahead and invite a few people over to my house, play the video, and then just get somebody to validate the opportunity," because that is the last step of this training, is the validation. You see, the reason why one of the biggest pitfalls, the reason why a lot of people I've seen fail in this business is because they try to do the validation by themselves. They know the answer, so they figure, "You know what? I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want to put anybody on a 3-way call. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to answer the questions all on my own." And that is not a great way to do it, because they're going to think that that's exactly the way they're going to have to do it. and they're going to say, well, you know what? I'm just too busy to learn all this information that you just told me. I don't think it's for me. Thank you. But when you show the video and say, and then just ask the question, did that make sense to you? Yes, great. Does that mean you're ready to get started? And if they say yes, well, you sign them up. Say no more. If they say, well, how does this work? Or how does the money work? Or any questions that they ask, say, you know what? Those are great questions. And I'm glad you have those questions. You know what? I'm just getting started in this business, but I want to introduce you to one of my business partners that is helping me grow in this business. And he is having tremendous success. He's an executive consultant in the business, already has almost 9 years of experience. You know, he's been able to walk away from his job 4 years ago thanks to this opportunity. And I really would like for you to hear his story. Let me go ahead and introduce you to my good friend, David Nuñez. So you're going to put, you can put me on the line and I'll be able to answer the questions for you, because once you do that 3-way call, that's going to promote duplication. So people are going to say, wow, I can definitely do that. So you're telling me that all I have to do is have people take a look at a short video and then put them on a 3-way call with you or with him? Yes, because once I do the 3-way call, I'm going to edify you. You edify me at first, and then I will edify you, and I will let them know that they need to partner up with you, and that I will be available to answer their prospects' questions just like I was able to answer theirs. And they're going to get excited because they're going to feel like, hey, I can be in my own business, but I'm not going to be in business by myself. So they're going to be more likely to join. So the possibility of them joining turns into a probability of them joining once you get to this point right here. So then after that, you go back to your written list. You invite somebody to take a look at a presentation, and then you get them validated. Remember, it doesn't count unless you do this validation. And everything that you do in this business revolves around one thing. Why? The reason why you got started in this business. Because you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, you're going to have people that are negatives. You're going to have people that are going to tell you that's not going to work. But you have the ability to listen to them, or to just, let it go in one ear and out the other and just ignore it and continue moving forward, because you have to work and you have to remember why you got started in this business. The moment your why is a why that makes you cry, nothing is going to be able to stop you. Okay? Because all we do is 2 simple things. Number 1, we gather customers, right? And all we need in our whole career is just 20 loyal customers, right? And step number 2, we help others do the exact same thing. In other words, sponsor consultants and help others do the same. Okay? That's all we do in this business. Okay, step number 1, gather a handful of loyal customers. Step number 2, help others do the exact same thing. So as they're joining the team and we're helping them gather customers, they're triggering those very first bonuses, because we only have 28 days to gather our first 2 or 4 customers to trigger those single or double or even triple bonuses. So it's very important that we do it with a sense of urgency, not being pushy, but a sense of urgency, and being out there and just asking people for the favor to try Ambit Energy, and asking people to do us the favor and just take a look at the opportunity that we have in place, because there's a lot of people out there that are living paycheck to paycheck, and you just never know who's that next superstar. So in closing, don't prejudge anyone. Put everybody on your list. Keep your invitation simple and brief, right? Show them the 8-minute presentation. Keep the presentations very duplicatable. Show them the 8-minute video. Take them to a live BP. Do a one-on-one or start your in-homes. And then make sure you always make sure you do 3-way calls, or you could even do 3-way text messages if they're unavailable to take a call at that moment. So always do the validation, and remember, always be expanding your list. And just if you continue following this system, you're going to have a lot of success in this business, and I know that you will achieve your why. So thank you so much for your time, and God bless you.